Nope. Nuh-uh. No.
Now, you read the thumbnail, you know what it is. So, but welcome back, or I should say, you better leave. Uh, well, it's not like I'm going to review, you know, have clips of it for you, but this, this, yes, I just finished watching I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, the third, and at the time, the final film that did not get a theater release and it went straight to video or DVD, and it's directed by Sylvain White, who mostly I think does TV shows. Then you have Brooke Nevin. Uh, I'm trying to remember. You know what? Honestly, I barely remember any of the characters in this, and I'm sure the actors and actresses tried their best with what they got, but this it's just a bad movie. It's every single word. Um, I mean, at least I remember what's his name, uh, the guy who played one of the victims in Final Destination 2, who gets killed off. Who gets killed off pretty early. That I remember, but everyone else, nothing. I remember absolutely nothing. I remember little of their characters. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, Basically, it's a new story, new location this time, and away from sort of away from uh, the cast, the characters that we knew in the previous films with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. This time we have a new group of teens who are enjoying their time at a Fourth of July carnival fair, and they decided, well, some of them decided to play a prank involving the fisherman killer. So off the bat, early, they I'm not giving this a spoiler, but it is a prank. But basically, that's what they did. They prank the entire fairgrounds that a fisherman killer with a hook is chasing them, and the prank goes off the rails that one of their friends gets killed. Um, Now they decide to cover it up and never speak about it again. And then the next year happens, and that we start and the group of teenagers start getting messages. I know what you did last summer. So we still have the same repeat, but different scenario this time, and another mystery. But there's no mystery. It's well, there is technically a mystery, but you're gonna hate the ending. It makes zero sense. It's there's I almost want to give spoilers, but I just don't want to because I know maybe somebody wants to check it out and see for themselves. But it's I'll try to keep it that way. But the acting's not good. The the What's really atrocious is the effects, the editing, the flashing, of lights to substitute just regular jump scares to make it more intense. These unneeded slow mo shots. Um, and at times when it doesn't actually do that, when it's just so in your face with the effects and the in with the effects, it's it's okay. It's definitely not good. It's nowhere near good, but it's okay. It's at most tolerable. So, but it's just not a good movie. It's Speaking of, well, not speaking of, there's my cat, Bart. Just try to get into something he shouldn't have. Any case, yeah, I was bored out of my mind. That's the main thing. I was bored. There was just nothing to this movie. There was nothing interesting to follow. There wasn't even much of a mystery behind who was the killer. And even when the killer was revealed, you'd be like, I think even most people who didn't even watch the original or the sequel will be like, what? And even how it ends doesn't it's not even a great payoff. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. I mean, I'm sure was some intention, but otherwise it does nothing. I don't enjoy this movie. I rather watch I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, because at least it was pretty memorable. If I have to say anything positive about this, I mean, it does keep within, some of the kills are pretty gory and bloody, which, that's that's not enough to save it. And even the cinematography that likes to do these Dutch angle shots, like from the side, for some unknown reason. It seems like this film was just made for a dare. It's someone gave him a handheld camera and just decided to, just shoot however they want it to be. And it's like, and then somebody off the side, hey, I dare you to do this and do that, and it's like, oh, okay, just for a couple bucks. Uh, you know what? That's honestly all I gotta say. It's not good. I found the whole thing obnoxious. Even when it's not obnoxious, it's just like, I didn't care. A lot of these are unlikable, and these, at least in the original and the '98 version. Well, actually, no, we're not counting the '98 version because they actually didn't start anything. It was a continuation from the '97 version. But the '97 version, I mean, at least did not, they were intoxicated. They were intoxicated at the time, and they certainly didn't mean to. This was a plan. They try to prank people. Of course, that didn't go as planned, but they started it. you know there's no liking any of these characters because when they did that, there's just nothing. um yeah, I don't have a ton to say. I mean, this, I can, you know to be honest, I wasn't as quite as angry as maybe the first, uh, the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, because it is a direct to video sequel. um or yeah, direct to video sequel, vid- that, in this case, did not make it to theaters. So I don't know if it's that angry to be angry. I don't know if it's worth being angry about, but it definitely was just a bore. It was complete bore overall. I Always Know What You Did Last Summer, something I hope to forget entirely, half a star. I don't, just, there's nothing worth seeing in this unless you are extremely curious. Um, but otherwise, I say watch the other two. Even I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, because over this, I rather watch that over this, to be perfectly honest. Um, yeah, again, it didn't get me angry, so it's like, why aren't you angry at more of this? Again, this is a direct to video sequel, so, and I'm not the biggest fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer anyway, because it's a slasher horror, because I'm not into slasher horror. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me. But if you are a fan of the I Know What You Did Last Summer, I stay far away from this as possible, unless you are even the slightest bit curious. But in any case, I'll see you in the next review, and I hope you have a good day.